Lovely. Okay, so just one more presentation to go, but we've saved not the best for last. So Megan and Riccardo are going to present our new tool, our LINX community tool to you. So Megan's going to talk to you a bit about the background, objective, etc. And then Riccardo's going to attempt a live demo. So all going to plan. It should be quite interesting. So over to Megan.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. So today, Riccardo and I are going to introduce you to LINX community. It's something that we've been working on behind the scenes for some time now, so we're really pleased to be able to share it with you today. So what is LINX community? Well, it will be a platform that's going to be linked from the member portal. And once you're on there, you'll be able to engage with each other, other LINX members, and also LINX as well. You'll also be able to see all of the latest LINX news, as well as have the option to share your knowledge and insights with each other, should you wish. So why did we create LINX community? Well, as you all know, hopefully, member engagement is really important to us at LINX, and we feel that this is a tool that will help us to further enhance our member engagement. It will also be a great centralised area for lots of member resources, so you can use it as your one-stop place. And it will also help us to improve our member communications as well. So how can you use LINX community? Well, Riccardo is going to come up and give you a demo in a moment, but at a very top level, you essentially, once you're on the platform, you can join different spaces, and then once you're in those spaces, you can create new posts, you can like and comment on other people's posts as well. You can also use the platform to follow mailing lists. So, for example, if you wanted to follow the membership mailing list, you can click Join for the membership mailing list area, and then you'll see all of the posts that are made to the membership mailing list within LINX community. You'll also be able to, as I said before, see all of our latest news and also what upcoming events we have. And then finally, you'll also have access to a resource area, which is going to be full of member resources relating to the products, exchanges, and the membership portal as well. So I'm going to hand over to Riccardo, who's going to go into that in much more detail ahead of the launch next week.
Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome.
So we're a little bit over our time frame, but I'll try to be relatively quick. Hopefully you enjoy the demo. Yeah. So how do you access LINX community? So on Monday, you will see a new button on the navigation bar. I have also the option to join as an admin, but you only have the option to join as yourself. So as soon as you click on community, you will be logged in. If it's the first time you're trying to log into LINX community, an account will be created for you on the fly. So if we have a quick look on the account, so your profile will be basically your first name and initial of your surname. You will see that you will have your email or your portal account associated with this account. You will be the only one be able to see that, apart from the admins and the moderators. And you will also be able to edit your profile, so you can change, for instance, your profile picture, or put a tagline like your organization and your job title, or anything really you like. You also have a badge if you're a new member to signal to the other members that you just joined and you're new there. You can also change, for instance, the cover image if you like. If you go on your account settings, you will be able to, for instance, edit your email. So since this is linked with Portal, you will need to be changing it in Portal, and next time you're gonna go in your community, community will be updated automatically. And you can also, if you, for whatever reason, you don't want to use LINX community, you can delete your account. Obviously, it's a non-reversible operation. So, but let's say if you do it and you change your mind, next time you go on Portal and you click on community again, a new account will be created for you. There is also notification and messaging options, but we'll cover those later. So if you go back to the home, you'll see there is a navigation bar on the left, and then in the home page you have a general search bar where you can basically search any post which was created in the community. So you can see here I'm typing private VLAN, and you can see all the posts across multiple spaces. But let's say that too many posts are kind of return in this drop-down. You can go on advanced search where you can filter across multiple type of entity, for instance, post, member, spaces, and you can filter by other variables. So you can search on specific spaces, let's say product. You can search specific member post or the one that were created in the specific time frame. You also have introduction banner, where fundamentally a few information related to how to utilize the community. You have a button referring to how to join a space and the acceptable use policy, which we'll cover later. You will have the 3 most recent ops announcements and the 3 most recent news published. I explain in a second why you don't see any operational announcement. So fundamentally, what is a space? So a space is basically a channel where all posts of a specific topic and the corresponding replies and reaction are collected and organized. There are fundamentally 2 types. You have public spaces, like news, for instance. And if you log out from LINX community, right, you'll still be able to see them because they're public. But if you want to try to interact with them, for instance, liking it, right, then you will be redirected to logging in. Obviously, this is all synced with Portal, so I was redirected to Portal. I was already signing in Portal and then sent back to LINX community where now I'm logged in again. And I can basically go there and, for instance, like this post. And you also have private spaces. For instance, you can see all mailing list spaces are private. And in order to see what's inside a private space, you will need to be joining that space first. So how do we join a space? So here, there's a very nice article on the general discussions that shows you how to do that. So as you can see on the left navigation menu, you have 5 collections. You click on the collection you prefer and select the space that you want to join. On the top right, let's say we selected ops. On the top right, you will have a join button. If you click on it, then you join that space. And you can customize the notification preferences by clicking on the bell icon. So no matter if it's public or private, if you want to have any form of notification for that space, you need to join it, and then you will be able to customize that. So let's try that. If we go on ops and join, there you go, I'm in. So I can now see the post that Richard presented yesterday. So engineering incidents LINX121. And I can go here and change the notification preferences. So we have 3 levels, all activities, new post and replies, new post, and post of interest, which is basically only the one with mention to myself or new comments. And let's say I just want post to, let's say new post, for instance. And then these automatically will pair with the mail notification preferences, but you can also specify a different one. So let's say you want to have all activity sent by email or just post of interest by email. And also, you also have the possibility to, let's say, select one specific post and just follow that post. So you will be notified about that specific post, even if you don't want to know anything about anything else in that space. Right, so you can, let's say, now let's try to join another space. Very, let's say, probably an important one is the operational announcement for each LAN. As you can see, you have each LAN has an operational announcement space. Let's say I want to join London 1. So if I join London 1, now I have visibility of that space. So if I go back on the home, now you can see that I have the 3 latest operational announcements appearing there. I can also join other spaces, for instance, London 2. And now that I joined that one, I can see that I'm not only getting a feed about London 1 operational announcement, but I also get a London 2 one, because basically selecting the 3 most recent across all the LAN ops announcement spaces that I joined. And so you can also leave a space if you're not interested into it anymore. So you can just go here, click leave, and there you go. You're never going to receive any notification about that anymore, and you won't be able to interact with anything or see any content in it. So how many spaces are there? Basically, as you can see, you have these 5 collections, but fundamentally, each space has a short description of what that space is for, right? And you can basically have 2 types of general spaces where one is informative space, meaning that the content has been created by LINX for you to be consumed. You can reply to them and you can react to it. And there is interactive spaces where you're encouraged to create the content yourself, so you're able to foster in collaboration, effectively collaborate with LINX staff and other members in the community. So example of informative spaces are, for instance, pretty much all. It's like membership mailing list, every single LAN operational announcement. Just FYI, for instance, these are automatically created by our maintenance tool, and the updates as well. So engineer posts an update and then automatically creates a post here. Or mailing list, you're able to join it and check whatever. This is a test, for instance, announcement. You're able to like it, or you're able to put a comment. But fundamentally, you're not able to, even if you join the space, you're not able to post anything there. Another example of informative ones are the news, were covered by Megan, or LINX events that you're able to click on RSVP and being redirected on portal in order to register. Or the resources like documentation. So you have documentation about our product, for instance, private VLAN, as I was pointing before in the general search, our exchange, let's say, which are all maintained by different content creator in the company. So, for instance, Looking Glass, you can go and check there. And you can also have article regarding our portal. For instance, how do you order a private VLAN via portal? As you can see here, there's a detailed tutorial. And about that. And I mean, over time, we're just going to create more and more of this content and this documentation for you to basically consume, and also for you to provide feedback on the one actually you care about, and so you're able to better guide us to provide a better service to you. An example of interactive ones are, for instance, in the general collection, so you have questions. So let's say you don't know what, so you need to join the space first. But let's say you don't know what's PVLAN, for instance, and you basically put the question there, and someone at LINX will, or another user really, is going to find that in our resolved question, can go there and reply to you. After you got a reply for it, you can review the reply, for instance, and then say, okay, I think that then that answers my question. You can mark it as resolved. And once it's resolved, it's not part of the unresolved question anymore. And it's already answered question, right? So you can go there and search for what's a PVLAN. So if you have the same question, you will put it there. Now you have a previously answered question that answers your question, basically. Sorry, I repeated the question too many times. So the next, another interactive space is general discussion. So here you can share whatever whatever emerging technology topics or anything in the industry you want to talk about, and you have the possibility to then have other people react or comment on that and spark a discussion about that. And I think one very interesting one, which is private, is ideas and suggestions. So here basically, let's say, you think that the next cool thing that LINX should do is this one. And you can go there and you basically say, my new idea for LINX, right? And you post it there, and obviously everybody can see that, but also well, you can upvote it if you want yourself, but also other people can actually upvote it. For instance, in this scenario, another member of staff just upvoted my idea as well. So this one got on top of the previously created one. Let's say if 70 people think that's a very good idea, you get all of a sudden a backlog of prioritized ideas that obviously the company can take and say, oh, this is very good. We definitely want to work on those things. And again, that's a very quick way to get very collaborative feedback from the membership. And another example of interactive spaces, of course, is, as I mentioned before, the ops channel. So here Richard was asking basically for people to say what is basically the incident that they wanted to speak more about, but also you can basically add a new discussion, say what happened about last night maintenance, for instance, and can we discuss about that? And you can create a post there, and engineers and other members of staff will just come back to you and reply, and you have possibility to all the affected members to participate in that discussion. And finally, very dear to software is bugs. So we very much need feedback from you. So when there's something that doesn't work, any of our applications, so portal, community itself, IX API, if you just create a bug there, let's say portal stats are not working or something like that, and let's say that you put a very descriptive description of the issue, then basically we're able to see that, other users are able to see that, and then if they're also affected by it, they're able to upvote it. And then we could quickly again add a backlog of known bugs that we can solve depending on priority. Each of the spaces usually have top contributors next, so you can also get some kind of feedback from the community based on who is the most helpful in it. And yeah, that covers basically all the kind of the spaces you have. Of course, all of this is possible only through a set of rules that we agreed company-wise, which is acceptable use policy. I'm not going to go through them, but fundamentally is what we think is the basic condition to guarantee, let's say, safe and open environment for everyone to participate. And we have a moderation team that monitors basically each post and replies to check that they are compliant with the policy. But if you personally think that you see a post that you do think believe is not compliant with this policy, or a person you think that is doing something which is not compliant with it, you can simply just go on a specific post, and you can basically report a post. So you have different type of reports, so hate speech, spam, and so on, and you can basically, let's say, click on that one, provide more detail, and then report it. And someone is going to look at it, or you can also, apology, Katie, you can report a reply, or you can basically also report a member, in case that's something you think that that member did not abide to the policy. So that brings me to members. So you're able basically to quickly go and check another person that you want to talk to. You can check their post, replies, and the spaces they're connected to, and you can message them as well. And you can say hello there. And that person is going to receive the message and a notification, and then is going to be able to write back to you, hopefully. And I'll go back to that later. And if for whatever reason you don't want to receive that, oh, there you go, hi Riccardo, how are you? If you don't want to receive message from that person, you can always block that person. But then you will be able to go back on your account settings, and if you change your mind, you can unblock it later on. You can also customize, allow members to message me. So you don't want any message from anyone, you can just do this, right? Only admins will be able to message you directly. And if you go in notifications, you can pretty much customize whatever you want. So you will see here all the spaces that you joined. You will be able to manage from here, all in one go, the notification in all of them. You can decide not to receive emails, notification about messages, and reaction mentions, so pretty much. Or you can also turn on desktop notification if you want to get more, let's say, immersive experience when you're in your browser. And I think that's pretty much it. Any question?
When is it launching?
On Monday.
So we look forward to seeing you all logging on Monday. James?
Will there be a chat room?
Will there be a chat room?
I think that the chat is only one-to-one or between member or staff. As the question was, would it be a chat room? The answer is, I think the chat is only one-to-one. The idea is basically that the post could actually be the equivalent or a replacement for a chat room. So a concept is there, and then people will reply.
Membership mailing list bit.
Talking about any kind of space.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. Basically, any post of any kind can be replied, and people can basically put their thought there, and people can just reply to each other, following the conversation.
Does it replace the traditional mailing list?
The question is, does this replace the traditional mailing list? So that's actually a topic that has been raised when we were developing this product. This is an addition to basically what we currently have, and basically we think that this gives quite immersive kind of experience that goes beyond what the currently mailing list does, but we're not forcing anyone to do anything. So just if you have this tool here, and we think that is great, and if you want to use it, please do.
Sorry, an additional question on the mailing list. I may have missed this, so apologies. Is there an API element to this so we could scrape it into, I don't know, a Mattermost channel or a Slack channel?
I think actually you're able to share the post from the UI. I believe obviously this does have an API. That's actually how we integrated that with our portal. I'm not sure though if we would be allowed to actually share that, the API, but that's definitely something I can have a look if some of the member of the community can actually use the API. That's something I didn't actually look into. It's quite a good point. Thanks for raising it.
Yeah, no worries. It's after 10 years of having to add myself to various member mailing lists as I've bounced around different companies, it's quite difficult. So we could just have one way to then scrape it into an operations just for notifications. That would be very, very useful.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks.
And a follow-on from that, will all the maintenance notifications come through in the same way so we can filter them down to the ones we care about rather than just getting deluged by them?
So basically, you still receive basically your notification from the mailing list if you want to, but if basically here you can select the LAN that you're interested into, and then you, as I mentioned, once you join a space, you can select basically what level of email notification you get on that space. So for instance, if you put all activity and you don't change the different settings for email, you will literally get any single thing that you get posted on that space. You receive an email as well.
Okay, so I can not receive maintenance notifications for the non-UK exchanges. Okay.
No, you can. You just basically you don't subscribe to. Sure. So let's say if you only care about on the one, but you don't care about any of the other ones, you just don't join them, and you're not going to receive any notification about them.
Okay, and that will come through in a format we can use, because for a while you sent an ITS file through them so that we can actually properly put it into things that might care when there's outages.
So you're basically going to receive an email for every post that you kind of on the space you joined. So you can use that email for the same way you're using your mail list, basically.
Yeah,
today.
but it doesn't work on email because a maintenance outage doesn't have a standard format calendaring file saying when it is. You had that for a while, but it went away.
We can certainly try to see basically if we can change the format of the email that is actually sent for this, but fundamentally what we did, we just provided space that kind of provide a similar functionality to what the mailing list currently does. And the mailing list, as far as I'm aware, it just provide a fix format of information which is available here. So
yeah, that's fine. It's just that is not so easy to actually make good use of. I was wondering if you're going to use this to extend that, especially if there's an API.
Yeah, I think the API point on how to get any information without necessarily accessing this is it's a good idea, and we definitely look into that. But for now, unfortunately, I think what we're getting is very similar experience, for, at least for these spaces, what we currently get for mailing list on operational announcement.
Any more questions? Yeah, I think this is something we'll definitely look to develop as we go along, aren't we? We're not just launching it and not touching it.
And please do join and provide all the suggestion about how we can make this better on the community. That actually will be probably the easiest way for us to record that and work on it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Lovely. Okay, well that rounds us up for the day. So thank you all for coming. Don't forget the meeting survey again, last plug for that. And as you arrived, either yesterday or today, you would have been given a token at the desk. So we didn't have giveaways this time. We asked you all to choose a charity for the money to be donated to. So we have £248 going to Citizen Online, and we have £600 going to ChildNet. So thank you all for your votes on those donations. So Curtis mentioned the strategy meetings that we had in August and again yesterday morning. There is a virtual version of that happening next Wednesday at 3 p.m. GMT. So if you haven't joined previous sessions and you want to hear it, then you can join that virtual session next week and you can register on the portal. And finally, just to invite you all back here in May to LINX122 for another membership meeting and AGM, and that will be on the 28th and 29th of May back here in Victoria. So we look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you very much.